I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to break out of the matrix and take your power back. Because the truth is that most people are living in a state of reactivity and living in somebody else's reality they have no business participating in, not to mention that they don't actually even want to be there. Because when you're participating in some matrix reality that you don't want to be in, it's going to be very clear to your system that you're not being in alignment with who you really are. But yet people keep doing it anyways because they believe they have to. Let's break this myth completely in this video and let's talk about how to break out of this. If you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do actually post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. Now, the first thing that I want to share with you in this video is to trust your energy above all else, because the truth is that I really do believe that at some point you get to a point where how you feel matters more than anything, because when you start to get what you want, but you think you have what you want, yet you don't feel how you want to feel, that's the point of maturity that you get to. People believe that like when you think you have what you want, but you don't feel good, do you really have what you want? In fact, you don't have what you want, because usually what's happening is that you're emanating a frequency of lack, a feeling of, I don't have what I want. I need to get something out there. And that's the matrix reality. That's the false programs. It's believing that you need to get something out there to have what you want. And that's the 3D way of thinking. That's the old way of thinking. That's not real. It's a pattern. It's false. I mean, maybe at some point in consciousness it was a useful, game to play, but now perhaps you're getting to the point where it's not a game that you want to play. And if you're going to play the game, at least I'm going to share with you in this video how to play the game on your terms. So you can play, you can be within the matrix, but not fall into it, right? You can play the game, but don't lose yourself in the game. That's the key, right? And that's what I believe spirituality actually is, because life is spirituality. So playing the game consciously and not losing yourself in the game, that's one of the biggest keys that I think people don't understand. So trusting your energy above all else is one of the most important things that you really want to start to embody more of. And trust yourself, because you probably already are at this point in your life where that's how you feel. So trust that. Trust it 100%, because if you don't trust that, what's going to happen is that you're just going to get lost in reactive patterns that you've already been through, and you're just going to be stagnant and bored, and it's not going to be a fun place, and you've already done all that, right? So let's move past that and trust yourself above everything, right? Trust your energy, trust your alignment, trust your intention, but also trust your energy above anything, and trust that you care about how you feel and also having what you want, and how you feel is the energy of having what you want, because of course the wish is fulfilled now. Now, the second thing that I want to share with you in this video is to be aware of what I call the collective consciousness. The collective consciousness is absolutely a real thing. Basically, it's a state of consciousness that exists within the infinity of everything, where you get into a state of reactivity. You react to the circumstances, and then while you're in a state of reactivity, you try to fix the problem from a state of reacting to the initial thing that you created. And it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever once you become conscious of it, because this is what happens. Most people are reacting to a problem, and then they think that problem is outside of them. And then while they're creating it, they try to fix the problem from the same level of consciousness where they were reactive. And that doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't make sense, because what's happening is that if you want to stop reacting and stop fighting and stop struggling to get what you want, you gotta take a step back, slow down, and don't be so reactive. But the key is to be aware of this reactive state of consciousness where your ego is trapped there. Your ego already exists in that reality, but you want to transcend that. Your goal is to transcend that reactive consciousness. You can always go back there if you want. That's the thing with life, is that it's specifically designed in a way where if you want to go back, that version of you exists. It has to exist, because you need to have that choice as a soul and a spirit, or a human being. Hello, being human and spirituality are the same thing. You gotta have that choice to go back if you want to, right? You want to be a little bit reactive and bored and stagnate and forget all your power and pretend like you don't even know who you are and play that game? Go ahead. That's fine. There's Nothing wrong with that, truly. But the thing is that eventually what happens is that it becomes so obvious that it's just not something you truly want to participate in anymore. So be aware of when you're stepping into that state of reactivity and falling into something that has nothing to do with who you actually want to be. Be aware of that, because that it exists, and don't think you're crazy or something is wrong. Like, trust yourself that you don't want to be a part of that, right? You want to create your own reality and not fall into that one. So the third thing that I want to share with you to conclude this video is to create your own matrix instead of falling into somebody else's. Because unless you create your own world, what's going to happen very clearly is that you will fall into somebody else's. You will fall into somebody else's world. Do you want that? Do you want to fall into somebody else's world, or do you want to create your own? The key is to create your own world, not fall into somebody else's. And once you do this, what will happen is that you'll realize you don't have to participate in any world that you don't want to participate in. You get to be in your own non-reactive world. All the people and beings will join you in that reality that resonate with that same frequency, and you're going to have what you want, and you're not going to see all the problems in the world. And you can go there if you want, but it's like you don't have to. You don't have to. And I wanted to make that abundantly clear, that participating in the matrix, losing yourself in the matrix, I'm not saying that playing the game is bad or wrong. In fact, you should play the game. Because what's the alternative, right? Either you play the game or you don't play the game and you pretend like the game is bad and you fight the game and you think this shouldn't be happening, and then now you're living into somebody else's vision. You can do that if you can be a victim, but now you're just fueling other people's vision where they have independent thinking, and now you're fueling that. You can do that if you want, but of course that's boring, and what's the point of that, right? What's the alternative is to create your own world, own that so powerfully that you see that you don't have to affect anybody else. You can be in your world, and that is the nature of being a human. That's the nature of being a being. Do that, and you'll notice that you can be who you want and actually live the life that you truly want to live. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Test, test. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.